Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about the character of Elayne Trakand and speculate about what her part of the story will look like in Season 3, which will correlate with her storylines in Book 4. If you haven't read The Shadow Rising and don't want to be spoiled, this video may not be for you. Some of the moments here I think would just be really fun to see, but keep in mind it may not necessarily be what the writer's room has in store. Elaine is one of my favorite characters, and her story becomes much more important in Season 3 because of the relationships between Andor and the White Tower, and for the setup between her and her relationships with Rand and Aviendha and some of the other characters. There's a lot of character building and relationship building that needs to happen before the group splits up again. So with that in mind, I think it makes sense that unlike Season 2, our main characters will stick together at least for an episode or two before they branch out. There's many reasons for that, but today I'm just focusing on Elaine. Her first big plot point in The Shadow Rising is her relationship with Rand. So far, they haven't spent any time together, so if we don't spend a lot of time showing the relationship blossom, it's important to show that some time has passed and the two have gotten to know each other. When you only have 8 episodes per season, sometimes you just have to allude to the passage of time and show that in the moments we didn't see, two people have formed a bond, similar to Rand and Lanfear in Season 2. Obviously, as a big Elaine fan, I'd love to see it happening in real time, but sometimes that isn't an option. At this point, it could be somewhat of a running gag if at the beginning of every season Rand is hooking up with another woman, but this might be the best way to do it given the lack of time. And Elaine doesn't actually see Rand again for a while after she departs for Tanchico, so it's important to set things up now. The show could obviously have them reunite earlier than in the books, but I'd argue that the foundation of that relationship is still very important. And all of this is the same for Elaine's relationship with Egwene and Aviendha. Egwene needs to let Rand go, and Aviendha needs to become really close with Elaine. There will need to be a substantial amount of time that allows this to happen, or a substantial amount of time needs to pass to show that the bonds have been formed. Now, the location where this happens is going to be tricky to guess. Initially, I think Falm might be the best option, but I don't remember hearing anything about casting in Morocco happening for Season 3, so if it does take place in Falm the way that it mimics the Stone of Tyr in the books, I'd assume most of the shooting will be indoors, on a set made up to look like the interior spaces of Falm. The other option is that it happens on the road before our characters split up. It's obviously not as glamorous as the castle, but overall, the location isn't incredibly important. The next big plot point of Elaine is her meeting the Sea Folk Windfinder, while she and Nynaeve take passage on their ship to Tanchico. Honestly, this is a plot point I'm really excited for. It gives a lot of insight into a very elusive culture within the world, and it shows how diplomatic Elaine is. The big takeaway from this moment is that the Sea Folk have rules against having Aes Sedai on board because Sea Folk ships use a windfinder, a woman who can sometimes channel to speed up the wind and fill the sails, or change the weather to prevent storms. If Aes Sedai knew this, they would force these women to go to the White Tower and cut them off from their cultural ties. Elaine makes a promise to do all she can to keep this a secret. Joran, I swear by the honor of House Trakand of Andor that I will do my best to keep your secret from any who would harm you or your people, and that if I must reveal it to anyone, I will do all in my ability to protect your people from interference. House Trakand is not without influence, even in the Tower. Elaine understands it's true what the White Tower would do, taking these women away from their home on water. It's just a personality trait I really enjoy about her. She's so impressed by the Windfinder's skill and really eager to understand a new culture. She's just happy to have the experience and get to know this woman and doesn't want anything in return. It's very wholesome. Where some characters could use this moment as an opportunity to take advantage of a secret they learn, Elaine sees it as a moment to really connect with someone and just take it all in. Visually and metaphorically, it's also a setting I'm excited to see. Being on a ship, Nynaeve being grumpy and seasick, Elaine seeing dolphins and relishing in a new experience, because up until this point, She's been a bit of a caged bird. Being the daughter heir of Andor means she's been raised for one job, to be a ruler, a diplomat, a queen. This is a new experience for her, and now she gets to put what she's learned about the outside world to good use. I imagine when she is looking overboard at the dolphins, she feels like she's truly free. And I could see the writers coming up with a really beautiful moment here. They love their water metaphors for channeling, and this would be a nice one to bring in. There's a moment where Joran teaches her the weaves she uses to manipulate the weather, and I could see this being used an example to bring in the water metaphor again. Elaine relaxed, at ease, making a friend, learning something new, being far from shore, carefree to play with the one power, while dolphins leap in the water, maybe even through some weaves. It could be a really beautiful shot. The next big moment for Elaine is her moments within the Panarch Palace in Tanchico. Normally, I would say this is a highlight moment for Nynaeve, but Elaine actually has some really cool ones as well. It's a plot point that touches on her bravery, strength, and her penchant for justice. As she and Nynaeve are searching for the Black Ajah and the male Idom that could be used to control Rand, they are accompanied by Egwene, a Seanchan woman, and they enter the palace pretending to be farmers delivering ice peppers, then as servants. This is just a very small moment, but Elaine notices just how full of food the palace's storerooms are when a larger majority of the city is starving and only receiving meals from soup kitchens. Elaine is disgusted by it. Her reaction to it really showcases how dutiful she is as a figurehead. Eventually, Elaine's group splits up, and she feels someone channeling within a room and knows it's a member of the Black Ajah. Before confronting the danger inside that room, Elaine starts doing the math to figure out if she is strong enough in the One Power to fight the woman on the other side of the door, and starts listing off all the names of all the Andoran queens in an attempt to gain courage from them. And Elaine quietly and calmly asks Egwene to open the door. Then she absolutely wallops Tameli, the member of the Black Ajah, with flows of air and spirit. The way it's described in the books is that she struck Tameli with weaves as hard as if she had been hit by a galloping horse, and I love this for Elaine. This is obviously just kind of a surface level moment of action that would be really fun to see. But it's also a nice way to witness how quickly she grows in strength of the One Power. To go back to the previously mentioned moment on the Sea Folk ship, Elaine acknowledges her strength during this attack on the Black Ajah, and it's due to practicing the One Power with Joran the Windfinder. It's worked as a way to level up her channeling capabilities, similar to Egwene's imprisonment with the Seanchan. And look, there are tons of fun moments with Elaine in The Shadow Rising, but I think these might be the most important ones. I do have a couple honorable mentions that I would like to see, like when Elaine gets so inebriated that Nynaeve has to dunk her head in a bowl of water. Another moment where she's roaming the streets of Tanchico with Nynaeve, and two things happen in succession. At one point, a man gropes her, so she cracks him across the face with a piece of wood, breaking his nose. This draws the attention of an angry mob who attempts to rob them, and from one moment to the next, she's swinging a piece of wood around them, screaming the Andoran battle cry in the streets, giggling to herself over how ridiculous it all is. And that's the thing I love about Elaine. She's just really funny and a lively character, especially in a season that's very likely going to deliver some really difficult, gloomy, and sad moments. She adds a lot of balance, and it's always fun seeing her deal with situations placed in front of her. So let me know what you think. What Elaine moments, large or small, are you looking forward to seeing? Leave them in the comment section, and if you enjoy these types of character-based episodes based on Season 3, let me know by liking this one and subscribe to the channel. Maybe I'll do some more of them. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you back next time.